Hey guys, I'm just here with Moodi and we're just about to go through cycle number 3, drop sets.
Let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to get Jasmine to do is I'm going to get her to slide her legs out. She still has the support of the actual padding over here, so she's not going to be thrown back up. This will allow her to maintain the straight back and she doesn't have to lean back to bring the weight down. So let's go, Jazz. Nice. Full switching off at the top. So notice how she switches off at the top, feels that stretch in the lats, and it allows you to cover more distance. The more distance that you cover, the more fibers you're going to recruit. Now, if you tuck yourself all the way in, then you're going to have to, you're forced to lean back, because otherwise it's going to hit your face. So you lean back, and then ultimately, as things start to get harder, whether you want to or not, you're going to start incorporating momentum, and you're going to start swinging. And I don't want that to happen. So leaning back is a sure way to start incorporating bad habits. So we're going to slide out, maintain a straight spine, and this will recruit every muscle in the back. Squeeze and slow on the way up. Nice. Notice that she's not stopping short. I see a lot of people come up, maintain too much tension in the arms and stay here. Relax your arms. This is not an arm, it's not an arm workout. Your arms are involved in moving the weight, but that's all. Think of your arms as an anchor, your hands as a hook, and all you're doing is moving the weight from point A to point B, focusing on the muscle in question, which is your back. Good work. The chest press. Now, you may think that you have to use a bench press to work out your chest. We are training for aesthetics, we are training for a beach body. We are not trying to break our PBs or break any records, and we definitely don't want to injure ourselves. So if you want to isolate the muscle, there's nothing like the pin-loaded chest press machine. So she's going to initiate the lift. Jasmine's initiating the lift using her chest. You notice how she keeps her shoulders nice and low, away from the ears. Because as you start to shrug, as it starts to get difficult, the body naturally starts to climb up with everything that you do. Whether you're doing a pull down, whether you're doing barbell curls, the shoulders start to come up and creep up. Why? Because the trapezius is such a strong muscle that it tries to get involved in everything. And Jasmine's technique is on point because she's not allowing that to happen. And notice that she's not allowing the plates to hit and have a rest, because at the end of the day, hypertrophy, which is building muscle tone and expanding the muscle fibers, involves time under tension. So she's keeping the muscle under tension at all times, keeping the elbows nice and low to minimize the recruitment of the triceps, because you don't want to overly work your triceps when you're doing chest, because we've got a separate exercise for that just for you. Perfect. Okay guys, the variation that we're using here is the wide grip, and what I want you to do is focus on variation as well, because as your grip changes, the muscles that you are using change as well. So you are still using your entire back, whether you go narrow or whether you go wide. However, what is being emphasized will change. So if narrow grip emphasizes the outer chest, then a wide grip, for example, will emphasize, the outer back. The wide grip will emphasize the inner back. And notice that Jasmine is making an isometric contraction and pausing at the top before she releases, allowing her spine to stay straight and the shoulders are rolling forward. So the spine is not moving, but the shoulders are rolling forward to get that stretch in the lats. Perfect. So at this point, we don't want to stay stiff in the arms, okay? We want to relax the shoulders, let the shoulders roll forward, but keep the spine where it is, just to get that stretch in the lats. Perfect at targeting the stubborn fat areas which tend to deposit over here and underneath or behind the armpit. Perfect form. Guys, Jasmine is doing the dumbbell bench press at the moment. Now you'll notice that she's got a slight arch in her back, but it's not overly dramatic. We are not powerlifting here, and you see powerlifters arching to the extent where only the trapezius are touching the bench and the butt is touching the bench, and you could fit your entire arm underneath the back. It's more of a powerlifting movement to generate force. Here we're aiming for aesthetics, so we want to isolate the chest. If we arch that much, we're not going to recruit much of the chest. And you'll notice she's covering the full range of motion. What I'm going to get Jasmine to do is give you an example of guys and girls. As you get stronger, the dumbbells get bigger. So as you come down, rotate. It allows you to drop your arms a lot lower and cover more motion, a further range of motion. And at the top, do not lock your elbows out, come all the way down, rotate. It's actually a lot easier on the rotator cuff as well doing it this way. And then come up and stop just short of lockout, keeping attention on the chest. If you feel like you need a break, it's called a rest pause technique. Fully extend the arms. Take a couple of deep breaths and then continue. So rotate. And you naturally can't go as low. If you keep your wrists in this position, drop, Jasmine, you will stop here. Coming here will allow your hand to drop lower towards the ground and feel that nice stretch in your chest. And you come up, you rotate and you squeeze. Make a conscious effort to squeeze your chest at the top. The goal isn't to just lift weight or move weight from A to B. Focus on how the weight is getting from A to B. So as you come up, make a conscious effort to squeeze and flex your chest, because that's what's going to create that finer detail. Perfect. Nice. And guys, I don't want to see your feet on the bench. Not because my head might be there. I use a towel like you do. But feet on the floor. Power, physics, basic physics. Power is generated from the floor up. Having your feet on the floor is going to allow you to press with a lot more force. And that is the right technique. Having your feet up on the bench, your body may ask you to do that and you might feel like you're more comfortable doing it. But just because you're more comfortable doing it doesn't mean you should, because it does put your spine in a compromised position. Perfect.